Mel Kiper Jr.'s final mock draft sees 7 wideouts going in the first round. Unbelievable. Chris Olave is third on that list, projected to go 11th to the newly named Washington Commanders. Stephen A. hates the name. Olave, the all-time leader in receiving touchdowns in Buckeye history. Hugely impressive. Chris, with us now. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
Appreciate y'all for having me.
Obviously, teams were very high on you, and then you went and showed out at the Combine, running a 4.26. We talked about it. Rich wide receiver class. But what separates you, Chris?
I feel like besides all the production and everything I do on the field, I feel like I'm a leader on and off the field. And the way I approach the game, I feel like it's second to none. So I feel like that's what separates me from the class.
Chris, you know, on draft,
Go ahead.
Chris, on draft day, our jobs here, we're introducing you now to the NFL world. Everybody at Ohio State and college world knows you. Talk to me about where you grew up, the team you watched growing up, the receiver you watched growing up.
I grew up in San Diego, California. I grew up watching the Chargers, so I was a huge Chargers fan with LT and all them when all them was happening. So I grew up out there, and I was a huge fan of them.
You know, when you look at yourself, your game, obviously we've got people we talk about, you know, Traylon Burks, Jameson Williams, and others. Talk to me about how do you believe you should be viewed and why?
I feel like I'm a receiver of multiple traits. I'm a deep threat, but also I can run any route. And I feel like that's huge to have in the NFL, not to just be one-level receiver. I feel like I'm a well-rounded prospect and all.
When you look at yourself and your career in the Big Ten, obviously, I mean, you being at Ohio State, they prepare you for this next level. We all get that. We all get that.
Right.
You know, NFL, they say is a man's game because of how big these boys are. They paying for for mortgages and stuff like that.
Yeah.
What have NFL players who've played at Ohio State, what have they told you about what to expect on the next level?
They say the same thing. I mean, when you go to a place like Ohio State, you play against the best and compete with the best every day. So when you get to the NFL, I mean, they already prepared you in college for all that, the weight room and football stuff. So they just take care of the little things, just keep working, and everything will pay off.
Staying on that subject.
Every week, you know, in Ohio State, sometimes y'all have them little, you know, powder puff game, but it won't be no powder puff. Every week, they're going to be bad boys in the NFL, excuse me. What teams have you talked to the most?
I've talked to Washington, Philadelphia, LA, those really, and then New Orleans, mostly.
Any preference there?
Nah, man, I ain't got no preference. I can't control that.
I know you should prefer a different name than the Commanders, but go ahead.
I don't think it's that bad.
Lord.
I was told you worked out in South Florida with Brandon Marshall, House of Athletes. How was that experience, and any of the players you really bonded with?
Oh yeah, it was good going out there for my pre-draft training. Or out there with Brandon Marshall and a lot of guys that I could go to ask questions and go to help with. So it was a lot of connections I made, a lot of relationships I built, and I definitely had a good time out there.
What is that like? Let me tell you, because when I think back, like when I was coming out, you never got a chance to see other NFL guys. You know, there was no social media. Guys didn't communicate like that. Man, I remember as a kid and being in college, I got a chance to work out with Andre Reed. It was the greatest thing of my life. I was Jim Kelly and Andre Reed. I was there, but you get a chance to do it. You know, guys, you get a chance to do it all the time. You see guys all the time.
Yeah, it's definitely a huge blessing to be able to go work out there. That was one of the reasons why I picked there. I know NFL guys are going to be there, so just take some stuff from their game, try to pick their brains a little bit.
You know, well, first of all, when Michael Irvin talks about, you know, college, you know, he went to college in South Beach. I just think that's important to point out there. I mean, Miami is just it's pretty hard not to enjoy
20-something old Michael in Miami. Superstar college player, trouble written all over it.
I just think these things are important to mention right here, okay? Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. For live streaming, sports, and premium content, subscribe to ESPN+.